locked in the game.
And we're back. It's race time. It's race time, lads. Wake up, wake up. It's race time, lads. How's everyone doing? Hopefully more drivers will come. We have 17 now. That's actually a good amount for tier 3. Who's Snow Games? Am I tripping? I've never seen him before. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing comms on tier 3, so all these drivers are new to me. He's in the Mercedes. Nah, it's Fallout Boy, and yeah, he's gone now. That was. Who's Diego Dito? Is that also a driver in this league? No. That could be Dog or Didi friend. Um, the Gutois. Anyways, it will be handled. Hopefully, it will be handled. We can go racing. I'm actually quite confused. Hey, there we go. So when you know that guy in the McLaren was, it's meant to be Doug or Didi friend, and none of them are here right now. I don't think Doug is gonna show up. But they did check the attendance. If I'm not mistaken. The McLaren boys. The men from Woking. No, Doug didn't, but Didi friend did. So where's Didi friend? Might have been a late pullout from him. Follow our boy Doug, Bull, and Shotson all declined. Tentative Glue and Speedy Bullets. Glue and Speedy Bullets in here. No, them are in here. Glue is in here, okay. Glue didn't make it. Thank God. So Black Panther, good to see you here. Good race yesterday. To the unfortunate incident with your teammates, but good race. Yeah, good luck to them. They all need it. We all know how fun this track is. It might go 15 or more might come. So we already have 2 drivers ready up. Have you been asked ready up is the question now? Alright, you can ready up now. You can ready up, guys. First off is gonna be quali. As usual. $15. Looks like 15. Not too bad. We've seen less drivers on the track put up absolute entertainment. So let's see what the tier 2, tier 3 drivers have for us today. Who's going to be the first to come out? That is my question now. Who is confident enough under the sun here in Silverstone to believe that they can put in a quick lap on their first try? They don't need rubber laid on the track yet. That is the question. Is this just going to be mind games? See who actually wants to come out first. And here we go. Surely someone is going to come out. I actually don't. What has been the result of the tier 3 races recently? This is quick notice for me because, you know, I don't really do tier 3 comms, but now I am doing it, so I have to have some tier 3 information. So in race 1, looks like the winner was Doug and Glow. I remember that in Bahrain. That was a good race. Doug, Glue in P2 and Piggy in P3. In race 2, we had Piggy on the podium again, SR Racing and Sainzy. So Piggy is looking like a championship contender, as the first person to come out is going to be a Red Bull. Or is it a Red Bull? Which Red Bull is it is the question. You can see Pierre Widget, Ferrari behind the first Red Bull coming out, and the first car coming out on the track. Oh, it's a Haas actually. It's one of my drivers, SR Racing, a driver who reserves for us in tier 2 and actually does perform quite well. You could tell that he does have the abilities to move up to tier 2 next season. Just needs to hone in his skills in tier 3. Fight with his his contenders here, so he can get some experience before going up to tier 2 to race with other quicker drivers. There you go. He's going to be the first to settle up, and we'll see what he's going to do. It's going to be followed by the Red Bull of I Am Batman, teammate of Mr. Piggy. We'll see what he can do today in the race. Then it's going to be the Ferrari of PRV Widget, the Mercedes of VFX Instinct, then the Haas of Godzilla. I remember the first 5 drivers to put in times. The first is going to be the Haas of SR Racing. And what is going to be a quick time for the tier 3 drivers today here at Silverstone. As you can see at the back, the Mercedes in a hurry. Looks like he wants to do a quick time real quick, getting past the other 2 drivers that were ahead of him, and they did come out for their laps. So here we go now. As they begin their laps, the first man is going to be the Haas of SR Racing. Getting to turn 1. Nice and clean through turn 1. Sometimes it's better to stay on 7th gear going into turn 1. It actually gives you more traction and grip. Going through those corners, I felt it's quicker to go through turn 1 with 7th gear. But we'll see how the drivers traverse that corner today and other corners as he's going down now. First sector, obviously the first man to put in a time. Can Batman beat that time? No, he can't. But can the Mercedes of VFX Instinct beat that time? Nope, he also cannot. But can his teammate beat that time? Nope. SR Racing looking like he's setting a good time for now. And here we go, down to Corpse, heading to Maggots and Begets. What time is he going to set in the second sector? He's looking to put his car on provisional pole right at the start of qualifying here in short quali. Here we go now. As he crosses the line, it's a 103.5, fastest second sector. Obviously first to cross the line. Then Batman doesn't beat that time. Instinct also does not beat that time. He hasn't validated his time. Can his teammate do anything about it? No, he can't. As SR Racing now heads to the line and is looking like he's going to put his car on provisional pole position when the first few drivers cross the line. What time is he going to set? It's going to be 127.2 for SR Racing in the Haas, as the Batman with a 128.2. Next to cross the line is going to be the Mercedes of VFX Instinct, but he invalidated his time. So we'll see what time he does when he comes around again. Next is going to be Jay Francis, who is on an outlap and has just begun his lap. His teammate though, Clue, also on an outlap, and the Williams pair will be beginning their laps as we speak. If you have Widget, one of the first drivers to come out, did invalidate his time, so he's going for a lap right now. Then it's going to be the Red Bull of Mr. Piggy, your race winner from last week and a double podium driver already this season. What can he get on his 3rd time around in tier 3? Looking like a championship contender for sure, as Pops Kong now begins his lap. The Aston Martin is going to trail him. It's going to be Late Bloomer, and it's going to be 127.0 for Late Bloomer. Puts himself provisional pole position. An experienced driver on UFRL. He has been here a couple of seasons now, and this season might be the season that he will want to show himself. He will want to race with the drivers at the top and contend for a championship. His teammate though of 50 Gent, of already a champion, I believe, was he a champion a few seasons ago? I remember he had a very top battle with Fido Jr., who is not in the league again. So 50 Gent does know what it is to fight for a championship, and we'll see what he can do with the 128.2 that he has set and put himself in P4. The Mercedes is going to be next, going to be VFX Instinct, and he's going to go up to P5 with a 129.6. He did invalidate his last time, so he has set his time now as a 129.6 for the Mercedes, who will be looking to improve on that time. The Williams is going to be next. Jay Francis going into the pits, but his teammate though didn't invalidate his time, and when he crosses his line, it's a 129.7 for his teammates. He's dropped down to P7 because the Ferrari behind of PRV Widget moves up to P3. A good time for the Ferrari. And now the next crossing line is going to be the AlphaTauri of Pops Kong, who raced yesterday. Almost a perfect race for him before the DNF later in the race. very, very close to his son too, King Kong. A battle that everyone would have liked to see, but King Kong was just too quick for the big man. And he pulled away. But here we go now to the McLaren, who's going to be next now, heading down the straight. And what can he do in that McLaren? Different, not with a teammate today. So he's carrying all the weight of the point of the McLaren. Going into the pits now, he's going to cut his lap and decides to go into the pits. Maybe for fresh tires, or maybe he just believes it to be best to go into the pits and go around again on those tires. As VFX instincts another invalidated time for VFX, but he's going to start a lap now. And we'll see what he can do in that Mercedes. Currently sitting in P7 with a 1:29.6. He'll be looking to improve on that time, as Glue in the Williams is going to be finishing. That's going to actually be starting a lap. He's already in P8 or 1:29.7 for the Williams, and he will want to improve. The other Williams driver though, Jay Francis, hasn't put in a lap yet and is on an outlap. A Ferrari is going to be next to cross the line, and they are going to be starting a lap. Shazam is one of the Ferraris who hasn't put a time yet. Shazam, another experienced driver in UFRL. He has been here a couple of seasons and will be looking for a championship fight this time around. The experience gains should be enough to fight for it all here in Tier 3, as we have the Alpine of Sainzy, my teammate actually from the first season when I joined UFRL. A very good teammate to have, and we'll see what the Alpine driver can do as he crosses the start-finish rate to start his lap, and we'll see what he does when he finishes that lap. Down to the AlphaTauri driver of UFRL Beast, who's on an outlap and he hasn't set a time yet. His teammate hasn't set a time. Top Kong with a 1:29.7. And what can the AlphaTauri team do here? Can he get the time faster than his teammate, or will he be looking to start behind his teammate here in Silverstone? As the Mercedes of VFX Instinct, another driver who is going to be alone on track, no teammates at all, so he's going to be carrying the grunt of the points for Mercedes today. So it's finished, nothing but a finish that he will be looking for, and the other drivers who do not have teammates here today, as Jay Francis hasn't set the time yet and he has begun his lap. Gludo is going to be setting his time now, and he's going to begin. What will the Williams driver do? Can Glue improve on the time that he has set, and can Jay Francis put himself in the top 10 with the time that he is about to set, as Shazam into P3 with a 1:27.8 for Shazam, as the Ferrari is now in 3.5 on the grid. They are doing the best out of every other team, and we'll see if they can improve on the times that the Ferraris have set there. As there's yellow flags at the back for one of the Williams drivers is Jay Francis. Not really having the best of the day, or was it the Mercedes in front who was causing the yellow flag, as Godzilla is out of the session now. He has retired from the session. That will be that for Godzilla. He will start in P12 if other drivers don't have a say about that, but surely they will, because they have not set the time. So Godzilla definitely will be starting from the back, as Jay Francis now out of Maggots and Peckett. He will want to set a time because this is their time around, and this time around he will not be looking for a mistake as he gets to the final few corners now, keeping it clean, making sure that he finishes it this time around. Set a time, set something that could put himself in P10 to the penultimate corner now, and as he crosses the start finish line, what time can the Williams set? It's going to be P5. It's going to be 1:27.3 for Jay Francis, a top time from the Williams driver, and that is what he will be looking for, as his teammate Glue should be starting a lap now. I believe he was starting a lap on the last lap, but he's looking like he's going to be starting a lap this time around. There we go. Every other driver but the friend has set a time now. Godzilla has retired from the session, so he wouldn't be able to set a time. There we go. The Alpine of Sainzy goal provisional pole with a 1:27.0 for the Alpine. I didn't see that, but that is exactly what the Alpine team will want, being that he's the only driver on track today. And he will be carrying most of the points for the French side. What can Sainzy do starting from pole position if he can grab that in qualifying here? Now the Red Bull is going to be next across the line. It is going to be Iron Batman, who is on an lap now and will be starting his lap. And what can the Red Bull team do? They will want to improve on that 7 and 9 that they currently sit on, and will be simply lovely stuff here in Silverstone for the Red Bull. or they're going to have to start in the mid pack and fight their way to the front, as we have the Williams driver of Jay Francis, who has set his time, a time that he believes is good enough. And will he come out again to try and improve on that time with 6 minutes to go here in qualifying? All the drivers except from Didi Friend have set times and will be coming out soon to set a faster time they believe that will improve their spots on the grid. But here we go now. It's going to be a Williams next to cross the line. It's going to be Glue, and he's been P6 now. It's 5 and 6 for the Williams duo. As we speak, they are going to be starting side by side on track. A 127.3 for Jay Francis and a 127.6 for his teammate Glue, and that is what the Williams team will be loving. They do not have a driver in tier 2, so they will need to get as much points as they can here in tier 3. So good stuff from the Williams driver, as they're currently in P5 and P6, as his yellow flags at the back. If Ferrari is causing the yellow flag, he's slowing down to let another driver who is on a quick lap go through his 50 gent. Actually, it's a late bloomer who's on an out lap actually, and we'll see what he does when he finishes his lap. As I Am Batman now about to cross the start finish line, what time is he going to set? It's going to be a 127.7, but I Am Batman is going to improve and get ahead of his teammates into P7 and drop Mr. Piggy down to P9. Can Mr. Piggy improve on his time? The double podium sitter already at the beginning of this season. Can he improve that time to start in the top 5? As he does, crosses the line, is a 127.0 for Mr. Piggy, almost into the 126.6s. No driver into the 126 as we speak. And if you go into that 126, you'll certainly be on provisional pole, or maybe pole position here in Silverstone. As late bloomer now, who is on an out lap, and we'll see what the Aston Martin does and he finishes that lap. PRV Widget is going to be following right behind him. The two drivers now looking to improve on the times that they are set. Blake Bloomer already in P4. Can he improve on that time? Can he get into the 126? He's just about 900th of a second out of that, away from that 126. So it is possible, very, very possible. As a track, there is more grip now. The rubber has been laid down. The track is a little bit more hot and more friction as the Aston Martin now. What can he do? Can he improve on his first sector that he did last time? Nope. He's 2,000 down on his quickest first sector. But we'll see if he can improve on the next sector to cross the line. It's going to be UFRL Beast, and he's going to put himself, or was that UFRL Beast? That was his teammate actually. That was Pops Kong, who's starting the lap, and we'll see what Pops can do as UFRL Beast put himself in P2. I did not see that 127.0 for Beast. Another good time for the AlphaTauri as the Red Bull will be going to pitch now. Mr. Piggy in P3, doing better than his teammate. He was under his teammate in P9. He did improve on his time now, has moved up to P3 as we speak. As the Mercedes now is going to be next. It's going to be VFX Infinite, the only Mercedes on track on an out lap now. And can he improve on his lap? It's going to be the final lap that he can get on track today, and we'll see if he can improve on that time. Back to Late Bloomer now, who was on the lap. Can he improve on that time? Will he be the first drivers into the 126s? As he crosses the line, he does improve. It's 126.9 for the Aston Martin, and that is provisional pole position. Other drivers will surely be looking at that and looking like, I have to throw out there. I have to try and beat that, especially the likes of Sainzy, UFRL Beast, and Mr. Piggy. Shown that they do have that pace to get pole position here today. But it is the Aston Martin, it is the car in green, and we'll see if he will start right at the front. Next to cross the line is going to be the AlphaTauri of Popscorn, very low on that ERS, but has invalidated his time and surely wouldn't be improving, and Popscorn surely will be starting in P13 unless he can actually push a time with very low ERS and his fuel is actually running out. That will be the end for Popscorn for sure. We're only 2 minutes here in qualifying. A lot of the drivers coming out to the pits now for their final runs as VFS Instinct. It is going to be his final run. This is his final chance for the Mercedes to improve on the time that he has set in those 128. He wants to go into the 127 if he wants to put himself in the top 10. But can he go even further into the top 5 when the last few corners here to go now. Is the Mercedes improving on his time with the penultimate corner, one more corner to go as VFX Instinct crosses the line? Is it going to be P12 for him, or is it going to move up to P7? And that's going to be a 1:27.5 for the Mercedes, a time that he'll be satisfied with starting in the mid-pack. You wouldn't want to start at the back as the AlphaTauri of UFRL Beast now crossing the line to begin his final push lap, and we'll see if he can improve on that time. Glue also crossing the line with his teammate Jay Francis, currently sitting in P8 and P6 respectively, and we'll see if they can improve on that time. Late Bloomer doesn't have the chance again, sitting in provisional pole position. Can any other driver knock him off after we have the Ferrari about to cross the line? It's going to be PRV Widgets. Can he improve on his time when he crosses the line? No, he can't. Oh, he's actually on the lap now. He is going right here, right? He didn't check enough for his last push lap, but we'll see if that still works out for him as in P12 as we have SR Racing, who just, I believe, is on the lap now. Can he improve on his time with a 1:27 currently sitting in P5? It's going to be the Aston Martin to cross the next line. Teammates of Late Bloomer. Can he knock off his teammates from provisional pole position? We'll see when he finishes the lap. The Alpine is going to be next. It's going to be Sainz, the man who was provisional pole position, who just got knocked off by Late Bloomer as they all begin their laps. Who is going to be on pole position today? VFX Instinct surely will be coming into the pit as he has done his final run on track. Then it's going to be the AlphaTauri of UFRL Beast. And can he improve on his time with 23 seconds to go? It looks like he's setting up for another lap. He might have made a mistake on the previous one, and we'll see if he can improve as he crosses the line. Does he improve on his time? No, he doesn't. But does Glue improve on his time as he crosses the line? He does not, and he's going to stay in P8. His teammate, though, crosses the line and also does not improve on his time. And we'll see what they can do. Are they going to push for one more lap? Because they did cross the line before qualifying. They finished, and they could be able to do one more lap as VFX Instinct and Late Bloomer are the first drivers to complete qualifying as SR Racing now with a one more corner to go. His last opportunity to improve on that P5 as he crosses the start finish line. What is SR Racing going to get? It's going to be provisional pole for the Haas. It's a 1:26.8 for SR Racing, and now who can beat that time? The Haas is on top as the Aston Martin is going to be next. It's going to be 50 Jet. He's coming out to the final corner and crossing the start finish line. Can he put himself in pole position? No, he can't. It's going to be P8 for 50 Jet with a 1:27.6. It's going to be Sainz next, and he can't do anything about it. It's going to start in P3. What about the Red Bulls? No, he can't. And the Ferrari, nothing he can do about it. As Shazam is going to start in P6. It's going to be now Mr. Piggy crossing the line. Can he put himself in position? No, he cannot. It's going to be P2, a 1:26.9 for Mr. Piggy. And right now it's looking like the Haas is going to be your pole sitter unless UFRL Beast has something to say about it as he crosses the line and he's going to get pole position. It's a 1:26.4 for the AlphaTauri and it's P1. Who can beat that time? The last driver to cross the line crosses the line and there's nothing they can do. UFRL Beast is going to be your pole sitter here in Silverstone. Exciting stuff in qualifying as the Dutchman puts his car in P1, 4 tenths ahead of SR Racing in P2, an extra point for him in P1, and that is exactly what he will want right here in round 3 at Silverstone. We'll see what he can do when the race resumes in 5 minutes. We should be going anytime soon now. Anytime now. The race will be on the way. Patience, people. It just randomly pops up so quick. I have to just be ready. I remember when they had the countdown. That was good. That helped us. I was just like, oh, let's go, let's race. Oh, not sure your language, buddy. And here we go. It's 5 lights in Britain ahead of the drivers. And it's foot to the floor and go, go, go. And they're really taking their time off the line. It's a safety car. Nice. 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 Before they could even get off the line. It's a safety car. No speeding on track. This doesn't look like a racetrack, buddies. Damn. 5-second penalty for 50 giant severe collision on late bloomer. It might just be a lobby restart. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, let's look at the tires and all, just in case of a lobby restart. We need to know what every driver started on. It's a joke, isn't it? This really is a joke. Come on. New generation consoles. I guess the game wants rolling starts. It's tired of standing starts. The drivers do not know how to do standing starts. If that's the case, and it's not going to be a red flag, it's like 50 gents race has just become twice as hard for him. He's sitting on a 5-second penalty that has to be served when he does come into the pits. It's a ridiculous pause, honestly. Oh, as there's chaos at the back. This looks like the Williams was going on the grass there. Hopefully nothing doing. Drivers, please take it easy, because I don't know if we're going to get a red flag, so just take it easy. Don't be too close to the driver in front of you. There's just no point. This is 5-second penalties now for Glenn. And is that widget too 5-second penalty? Oh, I think some of them are coming into the pits now. It's best for who got a 5-second? It's best for 50 to come into the pits right now, if we're being real, and take off the penalty, get the tires off. We've gone out of the race already. Was that why we got the safety car? For now, BCU leads the way. Let's see if there's been any position changes, if any driver actually has lost out to this. A few. I mean, those ones did actually go into the pit. But Sainz, Shazam, I don't believe they went into the pit and they have lost the place now. Yep, they didn't go into the pits and they lost the place. The rest of the drivers who lost places went into the pit. So some gained, some lost. Not too bad. Safety car should be coming in this lap. I mean, the pack has been bunched up. Is it going to be the next one? It's this lap. Surely it's this lap. And here we go. Finally, we can go racing. We haven't raced. Only if you see 2 laps. It's got a safety car right at the start. Before even the drivers could even go off the line, we got a safety car. But now, the race is going to begin. And UFRL Beast is going to go now. But SR Racing does get the better momentum down the inside going to turn 1. He is going to take the lead of the race before Beast can even get to turn 1. After the safety car restarts, SR Racing takes that opportunity and puts himself in the lead of the race. And as we go now to the back, as Beast is losing more places now, dropping down to P4, and Late Bloomer is going to be the next driver to put pressure on the AlphaTauri, who is losing places on those hard tires. He does not have the grip to fight against that Aston Martin, who is going down the inside and putting himself in P4. And our race leader at the start of the race has dropped down to P5. The pole sitter is not looking good here at the start for UFRL Beast, but it's looking good for the Haas of SR Racing, who's 1.5 seconds now and pulling away from the pack. He does not want that DRS assistance for the drivers behind him. Piggy though, under pressure from Late Bloomer, who is trying to move into the maritime decades, and surely he's going to pull out of that, and did pull out of that. And as we go now down the straight, can Late Bloomer get that Red Bull, who is going to defend it? But Late Bloomer does not have the momentum. The Red Bull using the ERS to defend from the Aston Martin behind, as Jay Francis is in P2, 1.8 seconds behind SR Racing, who's pulling away in this race, a start that he will love. But Jay Francis on those hard tires, his strategy might just come into play later in the race, as he is the hard tire pack leader in P2, and a good place to be with those tires, as Beast now, our pole sitter, putting pressure on Late Bloomer in front, currently sitting in the Aston Martin sandwich. He's going to go down the inside, going to turn 2 and get ahead of the Red Bull of Iron Batman, putting himself in the top 10. The McLaren now, the only McLaren on track, and he knows he has to get enough points for his team here as he carries the burden, as Late Bloomer 2 tenths behind Mr. Piggy can't get that move done. We'll have to hold it back. DRS will be enabled at the end of the next lap, and we'll see at the end of this lap, and we'll see when the moves will be made. SR Racing now 2.8 seconds ahead, and this is what he will be looking for, pulling away from the pack and looking like he might grab the win here if no safety car comes out, and he keeps that car straight as Late Bloomer 2 tenths behind Piggy. Is he going to look for the move? He's already low on that ERS, getting aggressive at the start of the race, trying to get the move done, but would that compromise him later on this race, as Jay Francis doing well to save on that ERS, doing well to defend from Mr. Piggy behind, who is on the mediums and under pressure from the Aston Martin, who can't get that move done. Back to Science in the Alpine, no pressure on him, as Glue is going to get ahead of Ryan Batman now, and the Williams has put himself ahead of the Red Bull in P11, and his next target is going to be DD Friend in that McLaren, as Beast and Late Bloomer now looks like they might have contact. Jay Francis has gone for a spin, and that is not what the Williams will want, not at all. He was sitting in P2, but a mistake now by the Williams driver has dropped him down all the way down to P12, as UFRL Beast now put himself in P3. The man who started in pole position will want to claw back from the mistake. He wants to recover from the mistake that he made right at the start of the safety car restart, but we'll see what he can do, as SR Racing are almost 4 seconds away from the man in P2, Mr. Piggy, who is going to give UFRL Beast a tough job to try to get ahead. He's going to have the DRS assistance, but will he have that space? Will he have the grip to get ahead of Mr. Piggy? He will have those hard tires that will come into play later in the race, but Mr. Piggy, we know how strong he is, we know how strong he can defend. How long will he be able to hold off that AlphaTauri, as the 2 Aston Martin squabbling out the back, 50 gents with that 5-second penalty? Doesn't want to compromise his teammate now, who's under pressure from the Alpine of Sainz going into Magneton Packers, as the Ferrari coming in quick there. Does he run into Sainz? luckily. But now 50 Gent doesn't have the better exit. Late Bloomer is going to take P4 from his teammates, and he's going to get ahead of 50 Gent. Signs in now. Can he take the opportunity of a compromise Aston Martin in front? No, he can't. The Aston Martin's working together to make sure that Sainz doesn't get ahead. But looking for it. He's going to bait the move. He's going to make the Aston Martin go deep, but he can't take the opportunity as Late Bloomer low on that ERS. 50 Gent definitely going to be going on the attack at 7/10 now. UFRL Beast behind Mr. Piggy. He's going to have that DRS. He's going to have that assistance to be able to get ahead of that Red Bull. But when is he going to get that move done? He knows that he has the challenge of SR Racing, who is in P1, but he has to get past the Red Bull first. Are they just going to work together to try and pull in the man who's taking this opportunity to pull away at the start? And Sainz in now 3/10 behind 50 Gent. He's going to hold it back. He's going to dominantly move again, but 50 Gent almost falling for it. They're going slightly deep, but keeping his place in P5. Who can have the better line now? Coming out of this corner, as now Sainz is going to have the better momentum and the better exit, going down the inside to Cobbs, and before they can get to the corner, the Alpine surely is going to be ahead, and he's now into the Aston Martin sandwich. Next is going to be Late Bloomer in the lead in Aston Martin. What can the Alpine driver do? Beautiful racing from him here, and he's going to have that DRS. He's going to have that assistance. Shazam 1/10 behind the other Aston Martin, putting pressure on him, and here we go now. Shazam switching to the right side. They're going to be wheel to wheel. Does he have the momentum? Does he have the straight line speed with the assistant down the inside? And he is going to put himself in P6. Still side by side they go, but Shazam has put himself ahead. Can 50 Gent fight it back? No, he's going to have to hold it back because the Ferrari has gotten the move done fair and square. As Sainz now is looking for his next opponent, who's going to be Late Bloomer in front. As Didi Fen and Clue make contact, Didi Fen goes into the wall. That's going to be yellow flash. That's going to be a safety car. It's going to be a safety car. And they come together, Didi Fen and the Williams of Glue. And Didi Fen goes into the wall. Not really a place that you want to go side by side going into the final corner on this track. They did it. It can come good for drivers of Didi Fen and Glue, but that's going to be a safety car. What are the drivers going to decide to do now? A few of them did come in the first safety car, so they might just decide to stay out. But the drivers in front, the question now is, would they decide to change their strategy? Would they decide to stay on this medium tires? It's already 7 laps in, and surely when the safety car does come in, we're going to be about 10 laps in. That will leave about 16 to 17 laps left in the race. Surely they will be coming into the pits for those hard tires to see how long they can pull it before they might need the softs, or see if they can go to the end. It's going to be the second safety car of the race already, just 7 laps in, would you believe? And an exciting start already at the start, as Didi Fen and Glue's contact has brought out a safety car. They're going side by side in the final corners. When Didi Fen tries to keep it on the inside going to the final corner, he clips the right rear tire of the battling Williams and goes for a spin into the wall, and that's brought out the safety car. The safety car now, that's going to change the strategy of the drivers on track. But we'll see what they decide to do. Whose strategy is going to work out today? That's what it's about sometimes. Oh, that's another 5 seconds for 50 Gent. That's going to be 10 now. 5 seconds for Glue. And you have to watch for that, for speeding into that pit lane. It's easy to get it wrong and have that 5-second burden on your head as the drivers now going into the pit. A lot of them going into the pit. A few of them are going to stay out. Batman, Francis, Instinct, Beast, and SR Racing deciding that the old tires, 7-lap old tires, are still going to do them justice in this race. But the other drivers have coming into the pits. They've changed their strategy. Late Bloomer and Didi Fen, the only drivers deciding to go for those soft tires. They believe that there might be another safety car, or they might have that pace to make places, then go for the new tires that will pull him on to the end of the race. But we'll see how that goes on for them with the strategy going on those soft tires. SR Racing looking good in front, but he's now accompanied by our pole sitter UFRL Beast. He did have a bit of a squabble right at the start of the race, but now they are back together again as UFRL Beast has found himself behind the rear of that Haas. We'll see what happens when the race resumes. When will the pack bunch up, I believe, in a few laps. Safety car should be coming in lap 10. Maybe nothing later than that, because surely the pack will be bunched up at the end of this lap or the next one, because DD Friend is going to be the last one now and is heading down 2 corps. As the rest of the pack are just leaving Maggots and Peckers, but Glue in the Williams is quite slow ahead. Maybe the limiter is really slowing them down, as the Aston Martin is trying to give him a push, trying to give him a go ahead, like, move your car, we need to get up to the pack. But how is this working out for them, as Glue now finally picks up the pace? The drivers now can't move on, as he was slowing the pack down. Might be a strategy for him to come into the pits, but you don't know the mind games these drivers play. It's back to the front now. Safety car surely not coming into this lap. It's the 9th lap now, and surely on the 10th lap the safety car should be in and we can be racing again. Maybe this time around Beast can have a good resumption to the race and go at the Haas driver who went at him at the other restart and got him right at the start, pulled away almost 4 seconds. SR Racing, the safety car now has undone all that hard work that the Haas driver puts in the first few laps. As the driver is going into the pits, it's going to be Glue who decides to go into the pits, so that might just have been a strategy to slow down by the Williams driver. Might not have been a strategy that would be looked likely from his other drivers, but we do not know what's in his head. We don't know what happened to him there. That could have been anything, but the Williams is going to be the last driver to join the pack, sitting in P14, just coming out of the pits. The pack hasn't gotten to sector 2 yet, so he should be able to join the pack before the end of this lap, and maybe we can resume on lap 10. The 16 laps of racing should be enough. Maybe not another safety car. If only he had 2, they would just make it too much. Here we go. Now I want to show position changes, so we're going to see how it's looking. So Racing making up 1 place, Beast making up losing 1 place. But mind you, they haven't gone into the pits yet. The top 5, I believe, or top 6. So a few of them have been making places. The ones who have been losing places are the drivers decided to go in the pits. But whose strategy will work at night? If another safety car does come out, the drivers that decided to stay out might just be on the good part of the deal. As now, the safety car isn't going to be coming into the pits this lap, because the Williams is just going to Maggots and Peckers. Coming out of the corners now. Can he get to the pack before they restart? Yes, no, he can't. It's going to be 1 more lap with the safety car on lap 11. Surely on lap 11, we will be resuming the race. Is there any other driver that decides that they want to go into the pits? No, everybody decides to stay out. See how this works for them. It's not looking good for 50 Gent with those penalties that he's been racking up. We're going to look at the penalty situation now. 5 seconds now. So he's taking off the other 5 seconds by going into the pits. He still needs to take off the next 5 seconds that he got speeding into the pit lane. It's not what 50 Gent will want at all at the start of this race. Just a burden on your race, something that you just be in the back of your mind instead of just racing. That could affect your pace, that could affect your thinking. But we'll see how he'll get rid of that problem as SR Racing leading them pack now. Surely the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap and we can go racing. Not a bad start from the drivers here, but a few bit of contact. You do not expect contact, but it happens. It's Formula 1. It is racing. So if you did have any incidents, just send them in. Send them in. The stewards will handle it. And if you have any issues with their decision, just make an appeal. Just see what they decide. But in the end, the steward's decision is final. There's a group of experienced heads who are coming together to make this decision. It is tough decisions to make. If we're looking for fair racing in the league, that's what they're doing for us. Williams driver now in P14 is taking his time again, as the safety car will be coming into pits this lap. See, he's probably just warming up his tires, but he's finally joined us now. He's finally ready to race blue in P14. And can he recover what has been not really a good middle part of the race for him here? Here we go now. When is SR Racing going to go? Is he going to make sure that Beast does not get... Make sure that Beast does not get the momentum that SR Racing got on the last safety car restart. So when is SR Racing going to go? It's going to go now. And here we go. Beast not close enough surely to make that move. A good start for SR Racing. Now they have the backup driver going into the wall. It's going to be Godzilla, who just went into the wall. One of the halves leads the race, the other half with a mistake going into the wall. That is not what he will want at all. As it's yellow flags, but not a safety car, thankfully. So we're going to keep going now as Beast, Late Bloomer and Mr. Piggy squabbling at the back. Late Bloomer with those soft tires is going to get ahead of the Red Bull. And now, can he attack? PRV region the Red Bull looking to fight it back on the inside, but he's going to have to hold it back. Not close enough. Next that he's putting pressure on is going to be the Ferrari. Very close there. He's going to have the grip. He's going to get the switch back. And there you go. Now as he made contact. He made contact. Oh my God. Late Bloomer going into the wall and he's going to DNF. And that is going to be a safety car again. The third safety car in the race. This is actually getting embarrassing. This is not the racing we want to see. As they make contact, one of them is out of the race, Late Bloomer, and he was squabbling with the Ferrari. I believe it was Shazam or PRV Widget. That is not what we want to see at all, as Godzilla is going to be counting his lucky stars here. He's going to be going into the pits to change that wing that he will have had to change when the safety car wasn't out. Now the safety car is going to recover his race, but that was poor. That was poor right there. Yes, Black Panther. That just makes me want to cry. That was absolutely hilarious and absolutely embarrassing and disgraceful at the same time. But the drivers are going to the pits, especially the ones that decided to stay out. We'll see we'll see whose strategy is going to work now, because all that strategy that they decided to go for is now basically thrown out the window. It's a 5-second penalty for Godzilla. His race is getting worse now. That speeding into the pit lane has caught a few drivers already today. This is not what we want to see from Tier 3. We know that in Tier 3 we do have talented drivers. We want to see better racing, better etiquette from the drivers here today. But hopefully the race does improve as we go. No more contact. Please keep your cars to yourself. No touching without consent. Godzilla is going to take that 5-second penalty. That is good for him. It is under the safety car, so it's not too bad for him. Back to the front now. Sainz leads the way on 4-lap old mediums. We'll see how long those mediums can go before he will need to come into the pits again. The first driver who has come into the pits for fresh mediums is going to be UFRL Beast. 14 laps on the mediums. It can be done. Surely it can be done. And we'll see if Beats can hold on to this race win here. He's on the hard SR Racing, and with his tires at the end of the race come to benefit, all he has to do is keep Beast behind for as long as he can. Wear out those tires on the AlphaTauri car. Surely at the end of the race he will have the advantage, and he will have the opportunity to take his first race win here in Tier 3 and in UFRL in his debut season. So we have I should be coming to the pits, but it's Godzilla this time that we're going to be waiting for. And we'll see when the Haas is going to join. Surely he's going to be on the next lap. This is lap 12 now, so only lap 13. Safety car is going to come in. That's 3 safety cars for 12 laps. So a safety car every 4 laps. This rate, will have like 5 safety cars, 6 safety cars, something like that. Unfortunate incidents here. Really, really unfortunate. As Glue is coming into the pits now, 4 hard tires. On all the tires that he was on, maybe at the start of the race, he decided to put them back on. See how that works out for the Williams. Was involved in an incident that brought us to previous safety car before this safety car came out on late Pluma and the Ferrari. I don't know which Ferrari it was. I still lost on the Ferrari that it was. 5, so Max 1 more to go. Yeah, we've had 3, so maybe 2 more to go. Hopefully not any more safety cars. Let's just race. Let's just keep it clean, guys. There's no reason why we can't keep it clean. There's no reason why we can't show each other respect on track. Because we all know how hard this game is to improve your pace. Everybody feels like they hit a wall, and you can get frustrated when it feels like you can't get past someone or he's quite faster than you, but it doesn't matter. Just race clean, give each other that space. It feels, even if it gets past you, it feels good that you race side by side, you race where you give, it's just a better feeling than coming together and just having spite for the other driver now. Because right now we're on round 3. There's 25 rounds this season. That right there between Late Bloomer and the Ferrari can, start up some heats that we do not want. Maybe if the heat brings good racing, we take that. But not what we saw earlier, as a safety car is going to be coming in on this lap. Sainz in the Alpine is going to be leading the way this time, and Shazam. And how are they going to go about this race? They have 5 laps done on these tires. The other drivers behind them, all the way down to P13, have come in fresh tires. But when is the Alpine going to go? And here we go now. Sainz is going to go, and his momentum is good enough to make sure that Shazam behind is not going to get the opportunity to make that move. As the safety car now finally has come in. DD Friend 3/10 behind Iron Batman. Is he going to have the better entry and exit? Coming into the first corner, he's going to be gaining on the Red Bull, but he can't make that move. He's going to have to hold it back. In a few laps, DRS is going to be enabled, and most can be made. Sainz now is going to use this opportunity to try and pull away from Shazam on those hard tires. SR Racing using his ERS to try and gain on that Ferrari. Is he going to go for the move? He's going to hold it back. The Ferrari is going to go slightly deep, but it's a good corner from the Ferrari. He's going to hold that back. That fast driver who is coming fast and is trying to get that move done on Shazam in front, who is losing time now to the Alpine, already out of that DRS zone before the DRS can be enabled. VFS Instinct in the Mercedes, gaining on Beast in P4. Beast now putting pressure on SR Racing, and it's a 4-way battle now for P2 going into Margaret and Becker's. Beast going very close to SR Racing there, having the better entry, does have the better grip on this medium tires, and he's going to go for that move. He's going to activate his ERS, and SR Racing also activating that ERS. Does he have enough straight line speed? He's going to go down the inside. No, SR Racing is going to defend it, but he's going to go for a move in front. Down the inside they go, side by side into Vale now, and SR Racing is going to put himself in P2. Round the outside in the penultimate corner, he's going to compromise the Ferrari. He's going to be pushed wide, and through goes the Mercedes, past the Ferrari. Glenn puts himself in P4, and he's now going to put pressure as Jay Francis is also putting pressure on Shazam, but he's going to have to hold it back as they make contact before more contact being made. Another driver going for a spin, and that is not what we want to see, but we've seen another contact going into turn 1. But back to the racing now as Sainz is pulling away 1.6 seconds, 4/10 now. Beast behind SR Racing. Can he get that move done? He's going to have to hold it back. Not close enough as Jay Francis has their 3 wide there going into the corner. What is going on? As 3 wide, they make contact again as DD Friend takes the Aston Martin for a spin. 50 Gen doesn't get damage from that, but that is poor. It's absolutely poor racing from Tier 3. I can't believe what I've seen with my own eyes. as VFX Instinct now is going to take this opportunity of the madness going on behind, and he's in P4 now, putting pressure on Beast. He's going to just hold it back because he knows that he can just follow these two drivers who are looking like the quickest on track, as Sainz is doing a good job on those old medium tires. He knows that later in the race they are going to start degrading against those hard tires on SR Racing. It's going to be a very difficult race for Sainz to hold on to that win, as Glue now 1/10 behind Mr. Piggy, but not fast enough to get past Mr. Piggy before they get down to the corner. But here we go now, Mr. Piggy Glue trying to go to the wide line, not close enough, gonna have to hold it back. DRS enable the slap. Sainz is still doing a great job in front to keep SR Racing back, but SR Racing's hard tires will be coming on later in the race, as 2/10 now, Mr. Piggy right behind the Ferrari, gaining on PRV Widget. Is he going to be close enough to get that move going into turn 3? No, he's going to have to hold it back. He's going to have the DRS opportunity on that Ferrari, putting pressure on him. PRV Widget wouldn't have that DRS, and here we go now. Glue also joining his battle as Mr. Piggy activated the ERS, and ERS accelerated, gaining as the wheels turn round, but not close enough. He's going to have to hold it back. He's going to have another opportunity coming out of Max and Beckett, as Godzilla is going to be overtaken now by 50 Gen down the inside. 50 goes going into the corner, and 50 now. His next target is going to be DD Friend, the driver he did make contact with earlier few laps ago. As now, here we go now, 2/10 Glue right behind Mr. Piggy, putting pressure on the Red Bull. PRV Rigid has caught up to Jay Francis, so he will have that DRS to defend on the drivers, putting pressure on him, as Glue now is going to make the Red Bull driver miss his apex, but he's going to have the better exit coming out to the corner. As they head down the straight, he's going to activate that ERS. He's going to be gaining on those hard tires. The Red Bull low on ERS, but he's going to have to hold it back, not close enough. Does he have the better entry coming into the corner, going to the penultimate corner? He's going to have to hold it back again, as Mr. Piggy doing well to defend it, but he's low on that ERS. Is going to be under pressure as the race goes on, as Beast now still 5/10 behind SR Racing. He would need to take the opportunity and get ahead of the Haas as soon as possible, because those hard tires on that Haas is going to be an advantage later in the race. So the AlphaTauri is thinking of it. He does have the DRS. He's going to activate his DRS, but is he close enough to make the move? He's going to be gaining on him, but it looks like he's not close enough, as Mr. Piggy on the inside of PRV Widget, as they make contact again, as PRV is going to go into the wall, as it's just getting unbelievably poor at this moment, as SR Racing has gone for a spin. He might have made contact with someone, maybe he just made a mistake on his own, but he might have been contact with Beast because they were squabbling in front, and he's just getting, oh my god, just send the clips in, as Jay Francis is going to be up into P5 now, 7/10 behind Shazam, and when he get that move done, D Defense putting pressure on SR Racing, who has had an absolutely unlucky moment in front. Maybe it might have been a spin, maybe it might have been contact with Beast, but now he's compromised. Now he's under pressure from D Defense, who's also under pressure from Blue. They're going to be heading down the straight. The Blue's also going to take the opportunity. SR Racing, 2 cars taking him in before one corner, as D Defense puts himself in P7 under pressure from the Williams, but he's going to have to hold it. He's not close enough. SR Racing now down to P9. Not what the driver that was looking like he was going for a race win here wants in his race. 50 Gent in that hard sandwich, and he gets ahead of SR Racing in front, as Glue and D Defense still squabbling, the Williams and the McLaren. He's going to have the better entry going into turn 3. Can he have this? Who's going to break later? It's going to be D Defense. He slightly goes deep there, but now can the Williams have that DRS and the momentum coming out of turn 5? He's going to use that DRS, and the ERS is going to be gaining on the McLaren as he gets to the corner now. Is he close enough to make the move? Is he going to go for the dive? Or no, he's not. Thank God he didn't. He's going to hold it back. He's going to keep it clean, not close enough, but he's going to have another opportunity coming out of Maggots and Beckett, and we'll see what he can do there as UFRL Beast now losing time to VFX Instinct, who's currently in P2. Looks like Beast did have contact with SR Racing, and VFX took that opportunity, and now VFX, a good race for him here as he's now in P2, staying out of trouble. And as you can see, if you stay out of trouble, you can put your car in front, as he is in P2 now. But Sainz dominating this race. When will Sainz though be coming into the pits. He's going to hold those mediums to the end. Might not be strong enough, as now Shazam and Jay Francis getting ahead of Shazam, putting himself as DD Friend and Glue side by side. They go. Glue finally has gotten ahead of McLaren. They are side by side, wheel to wheel. DD Friend fighting it back round the outside. Beautiful racing from DD Friend as he holds the Williams back. SR Racing is going to join this battle, and Shazam now getting overtaken by Mr. Pig before they get to turn 1. Shazam losing momentum there as Godzilla now has been taken by PRV Widget. Godzilla going into the pit. He's on those soft tires and will definitely need to go on to new tires for the end of the race. Sainz though in front, 11 laps on those mediums. What is he going to decide to do as we go back to Glue and DD Friend, who have been going at it all race? Here we go. Is this going to be opportunity for the Williams? He's gaining on McLaren. He's switching to the left, but still holding it back. He doesn't believe that he's close enough to get that move done, but he's still going to put pressure on DD Friend, who is doing a beautiful job to defend from him as they head down 2 cups now on the back straight. Is he going to have the momentum heading down to Cook Corner? No, he's not, but he knows he has that DRS. He knows he can take that opportunity to get ahead of DD Friend, who's not going to have the DRS on Shazam in front, unless he can pick up the pace now as Glue 800ths of a second behind, just crawling behind the rear wing of that McLaren. And here we go now with a better grip, the better entry, the better exit. He is going to get ahead, going to use that DRS and his ERS, and around the outside, the Williams has finally taken DD Friend, and his next target is going to be Shazam on those old hard tires, clearly struggling in front as Glue smells blood as he sees that ERS blinking as UFRL Beast now gaining on VFX Instincts in front, 8 tenths behind. He's going to have that DRS on the Mercedes driver. It's looking like a good race for now, but there's going to be so many incidents sent into the stewards today. We'll see how that's going to turn out as SR Racing 2 tenths behind DD Friend. One of the drivers who was in an unfortunate incident has dropped to the back, but Beast now 7 tenths behind VFX. He's going to have that DRS, and what's that, a safety car? Another safety car, and Batman is out of the race. He's going to the wall. I think we're into the wall, going into turn 1. That's the 4th safety car now. Really, the 4th safety car. Thanks for the raid, bruh. Thanks for the raid, guys. Shout out to Cruz. Shout out to yours sincerely. Shout out to GB. Oh, guys, it has been a chaotic race with 6 laps to go, and it's going to surely be a sprint to the end. Sainz was doing a good job on those alien medium tires. Now he can go in for the softs. Now he can go in for certified red strip tires that surely will be giving him the race win if the other drivers behind him decide to go into the pits, and surely they will be deciding with 6 laps to go. It is time for the final strategy as VFA Instinct decides to stay out. 3-second penalty for Jay Francis. He's going for the risk, and would that pull off for the Mercedes driver as he's going to get ahead of Sainz, who's going for those soft tires. Every other driver going into the pits. DD Friend, another one of the drivers going for the risk. Would this pay off? They are going to be under pressure from the soft runners behind them, who are going to have absolute grip. It's going to be very difficult for them to actually pull off what they are looking for, but we'll see how that goes. As Shazam on the Inters, very interesting call from the Ferrari strategist. They have done it again. Absolutely brilliant call from Ferrari, and nobody does it like them. As VFX Instinct, it's looking like it's cloudy out there, but I don't think the rain is going to really affect this race with a few laps to go. But if he does, that would just be an absolute master plan from Shazam. I do not have the weather forecast, so I don't know how it's going to go down. But when will the safety car come in? Well, on lap 21 now, the pack doesn't look like it's bunching up anytime soon. So probably on lap 23, we will be resuming racing. And we'll have about 4 laps of racing to decide the winner. And Shazam, will he be going back into the pits for the soft tires? Probably. Or that was just a terrible call from his strategist, and he will be on the phone with his team principal wondering what was going on there. Shazam has to go into the pits now, and surely that will drop him to the back if PRV Widget is close enough to his teammates. might be close enough to also get ahead of him. Also, Godzilla in P12 might be close enough to get ahead of him. But the interesting one now are the two drivers in front, VFX Instinct and DD Friend. They decided to stay out on those medium tires. Everybody else on the softs behind them. And how is this strategy going to work out? We've seen some drivers in the past, Charles Leclerc to speak of, stay out on old tires on this track with a few laps to go. Against the soft tires, it's going to be very difficult for DD Friend and VFX Instinct, but we'll see how they can pull that off. Is Shazam going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. Absolute calamity for the Ferrari, who's going to go into the pits now. And it's going to put in those soft tires, but he's going to be surely last place as Godzilla already getting to the end of the back straight, and will be getting ahead of Shazam, who has had a strategy blunder. But back to the front now. The safety car should be coming into the pits at the end, maybe at the end of this lap, if the drivers at the back can pick up the pace and catch up to them. Shazam is who we're going to be watching now. Red flag. I see it. Maybe it's the wheel. Switch is too soft. You know? This is too soft, you know? Oh my god. Alright. A few laps to go. Hopefully, no more incidents. Just keep it clean, boys. Just want to see clean, good racing with just a few laps. Less laps than an open lobby 5-lapper. So I believe everybody here has done open lobby 5-lapper, so we should know how to do it. Please don't race like an open lobby 5-lapper, but you know what I mean. As the safety car should be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. I mean, these drivers don't know that. Yeah, for sure. We're going to definitely see some moves before the end of the race. Hopefully, clean. But as the race has been going, well, I think contact is going to happen again. Safety car coming in on this lap. VFX Instinct now. DD Friend. It's going to be a master plan if he crosses the line in front, but it's going to be the strategy blunder if he does drop places to the drivers who are on softs. To drop places to drivers who are on softs, on the soft tires. As now, safety car is coming to the pits. VFX Instinct, when is he going to go? And he doesn't want to make the mistake that Beast made after the first safety car restart. And here we go now. He goes and he's going to be under pressure. DD Friend from Sainz. But that's going to give the opportunity for VFX Instinct to try and pull away from the other driver behind him who decided to stay on the mediums. He's going to have to use that McLaren as a buffer. Will feel like to go, but the McLaren already under pressure. Sainz goes around the outside, going into turn 3. He's now under pressure from the AlphaTauri, who is also going around the outside. He slightly pushes him wide on the grass. Beast go 3 seconds as they make contact again. Luckily not DNF for Beast, as side by side the Williams and the AlphaTauri, who has been compromised, as there's more penalties at the back, as Beast almost going into the McLaren. He's going to be compromised. Glue Fast is making contact with Beast, but they're going to be racing now. Sainz in front, 1/10 behind VFX, who's trying to defend, going into curves as the rain is pouring, and that might have been the reason why the Ferrari decided to go for the inters, but it might not still work, as Sainz now has taken the lead of the race, and that is going to be that for sure. Sainz is going to be a winner here, but if he needs to keep it on track, the track is getting wet. Will DRS be enabled? But after this lap is done, as the rain is pouring now, as they go side by side, the Red Bull and the Williams, going down to the end of the back straight, as Red Bull down the inside, the Williams driver Glue is going to take his teammates as the rain is pouring now. The drivers trying to make it clean, trying to go side by side. The McLaren dives down the inside, makes contact, and is going to go for a spin. Unlucky for him, 3 seconds now for DD Friend. Back to the front now. Sainz trying to keep his car straight, as now a few drivers going into the pit with a few laps to go. Wood does hit the tires actually do anything for them, as it's going to be chaos now. The rain absolutely pouring. The floods from heavens open up and it's pouring down on the track now, and the driver's struggling to keep the car straight. Definitely the DRS is not going to be enabled as they are struggling to keep it straight. VFX Instinct under pressure from Mr. Piggy. Yellow flags at the back from Didi Friend, who is going deep. 3 seconds for him now, and that is not what he will want. The green tire drivers, Inter tires coming out now. SR Racing, but can he catch Sainty in front, who is on those soft tires, struggling in front with a few laps to go? He surely will have to come into the pit, or he will lose the lead of this race. Is this going to be the opportunity now for SR Racing to get the win? Is he gaining time on drivers in front? Yes, he is. 4/10 already, as just that 1 second as we're going. But here we go now to the front as Beast has gone for a spin, and that is not what the AlphaTauri driver will want, not at all, as there's going to be minimum points for the AlphaTauri team here. One has DNF and the other, with few laps to go, has gone for a spin, and surely we'll be dropping to the back. As here we go now, back to the front. Sainzy doing a good job, 5 seconds away from Glue. These drivers deciding to stay out, but another driver has gone for a spin. It's Glue. The track is too wet. Unbelievable stuff. They're aquaplaning everywhere. Everybody's going off. Can Sainzy keep his car on track? That is what he would need to do. He has 2 laps to go. SR Racing absolutely gaining on the drivers in front, and this might be the strategy call from the heavens for the Haas driver. Side by side now, he goes with the AlphaTauri, who doesn't have grip, who will need to go into the pit for the Inter tires, as Beast now has our pole sitter all the way to the back. Not a way he would have wanted to end this race, as Shazam and Red Bull side by side still trying to race in the rain. They are not giving up. Sainz in front, 9 seconds away from VFX Instinct, but it's going to be one more lap for Sainz after the end of this one. Can he do enough to keep SR Racing from catching up, for keep him from getting that win? Unbelievable stuff here. See what's last. Another driver has retired from the race. He's retired in the pit. Was he in the pit? I believe he was in the pit. But Didi Friends, he's retired in the pit. He is giving up. He doesn't have Sainzy. He's going into the grass there. There's no grip whatsoever. They're sliding left and right. The drivers trying their best to keep it straight. That might have been a strategy call from Shazam, but he decided to go back in for the softs, and he messed up the strategy once again. Unbelievable stuff here as SR Racing now in P4. He's just now 11 seconds behind Sainzy. He's going to get ahead of the Ferrari. He's going to put himself in P3. What a clawback drive from the drivers who decided to go for the Inter tires. He's going to have Glenn in front, 1.4 seconds. VFX Instinct struggling in front, nothing he can do. SR Racing is going to put himself in P2. A recovery drive from the Haas driver Jay Francis, 50 gen. They are loving this, getting up into the top 4 as Sainzy now is going to be under pressure. He's going to have one more lap, 7 seconds. Can he hold it? Unbelievable stuff here to the final lap of this race as Sainzy crosses the start finish line. He's trying to keep it straight. He almost loses it there as he starts the final lap. 4 seconds now. SR Racing behind him. He's going to have one more opportunity. 3 more seconds that he needs to gain to get ahead of the Mercedes, of the Alpine in front. SR Racing, unbelievable turn of events for the Haas driver as Jay Francis and 50 Gent are going to follow him through to see if they can also get ahead of Sainzy in front, who still leads this race, almost goes for a swing. SR Racing is going to get him. Jay Francis is also going to put himself on the podium, and the last man to get Sainzy is going to be 50 Gent. But as we speak, SR Racing is going to be your leader of the race. The Williams driver of Jay Francis, who looked like he was going to finish last, waiting for the Inter tires. Strategy absolutely coming into play here as there are 1, 2, 3 the drivers who decided to come in, and surely will be finishing on the podium. Godzilla now putting pressure on Mr. Piggy. Is this going to be Godzilla's best finish of the season? Surely it is going to be. He's in P6 now. He's going to have one more driver in front. It's going to be Shazam as Jay Francis, though, putting pressure on SR Racing with a few corners to go. Is Jay Francis going to take the win? He doesn't have the penalty, but he will want to try to win on track because he might be able to appeal his penalty. And here we go. Down the straight now, the back straight. There's nothing he could do. Not close enough. SR Racing looking like he's going to be a winner. He almost grabbed pole position. He had a beautiful restart after the first safety car. He had contact with Beast somewhere in the race, dropped to the back, but going on to those inter tires, it has come good for the Haas driver. And as he crosses the line, he is going to be a winner here. SR Racing wins in Silverstone. Jay Francis is going to be in P2. P2 is going to drop down to P3 because of that penalty. 50 Gens is going to take P2. Sciencey, unbelievable for Sciencey as he's going to cross the line in P4. He tried his best, but there's nothing he can do on those soft tires. Aquaplane there as Godzilla for his best finish of the season in P5. Beautiful stuff for the Haas driver as Glue is going to finish in P6. Mr. Piggy is going to come in P9. Who is going to drop to P8 because of penalty. Shazam and PR, which it looks like they had contact right at the end. VFX Instinct is going to finish in P10. Not the strategy call for him. Not at all, as Beast is going to come in P11. SR Racing is your winner here in an unbelievable, controversial race in Silverstone. It was a little bit poor at the start, but right at the end, chaos as the heavens opened up and the rain poured down, and there was no more grip for those slick tires. You needed to be on the inters if you wanted to get anything right. And the three drivers in front, quick thinking, gave them the podium today as SR Racing, 50 Gent and Jay Francis are going to be your podium finishers. I believe that's their first podium of the season for the three. Well, I think maybe SR Racing has had one earlier, but good stuff for them. Really good stuff. And there you go, the Haas driver is your winner in a chaotic race here at Silverstone. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. As good as driver of the day, surely not. Driver of the day will be handled by us, the league, but there you go. SR Racing, happy man. He feels like he can fly. And there you go, the Haas team will be absolutely delighted. He will be absolutely delighted for his first race win in Tier 3 as his championship has been set alight. As we know, the champagne is going to test the best and the Haas can't. SR Racing wins at Silverstone. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good race. Sometimes it was absolute chaos. But the Tier 3 drivers put up entertainment for us. SR Racing started in P2, finishing in P1. 50 Gent from P10 onto the podium. Surely he's going to be your driver of the day. Jay Francis is going to finish in P3. Sciencey P4. Godzilla in P5. That's your top 5. Godzilla, the best finishing position for him this season as he starts in P14 to P5. Another driver of the day candidate. Glue takes your fastest lap on a 1:30.0. But that is that. It's an exhilarating race here in Silverstone. SR Racing takes the win. He really has. SR Racing, he was in the race yesterday in Tier 2. And he became P4, very close to a podium. And here he is winning in Tier 3. Surely a championship contender in Tier 3. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. I don't even know who to rate now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for Push and yours sincerely for the raid. Absolutely brilliant stuff. I appreciate that every time. Thank you guys for tuning in. But who are we going to raid now? Let's see. None of them are on, so we can't give it back to them. Tough stuff. Alright, 5 lap as Berserk Gunter. So let's raid him. Thank you guys for tuning in. I was meant to do comms today, but I'm glad I decided to do because that was actually quite entertaining, especially at the end. Happy Willie Fernandez. We have been UFRL. Not the best quality of racing, but maybe improve it will improve later in the season. But thank you guys for tuning in. That's gonna be that for us. Uh Goodbye, Ian. Goodbye. That was a tough one. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been Willie Fernandez. We have been UFRL. Good night. Goodbye.